My name is Kennedy Ng, and I am very happy to present to you tonight the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, which will be an option for the community to know the good things that happen in this beautiful city.
The city of Union City, a cosmopolitan city where almost all of us have seen each other. We are like a large family that through the management of our representatives, they help our citizens. And our people do volunteer work because they know that the city is run by a mayor who has shown that he is not the common politician, but that he works for his community. This program is an extension of information where we are going to have participation of personalities from the public and private sectors so that they can keep us informed of the community. May that be educational activities and everything that benefits us.
Good evening, Union City, the Dream City. As every Sunday at 7 p.m., the Dream City, we have a very special guest tonight, my friend, Placido Hernandez. Placido Hernandez has a lot of information that he will bring to Union City, the Dream City. Placido, how you doing tonight? Hey.
I'm doing well, Kennedy, very well.
It's a pleasure for me to be talking to you. I know that you have a lot of information for the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, and you know that this program is every Sunday at 7 p.m. with the intention to provide information, educational information, and educational about the community. Everything is for the community of Union City, the Dream City.
I'm very happy that you invite me to this program, and I'm very, very glad to be here. And thank you for inviting me to this program.
And I know that you have a lot of productive information. I know you personally, but maybe a lot of people from the Union City community, the Dream City, will not know everything about you, the value that you have as a person, as a worker. Can you talk a little bit about you? When you came from Dominican Republic and your background.
Yes, indeed. I came into this country from the Dominican Republic at a very young age. I was about 18, 20 years old. And then I came to my aunt's house in Manhattan. I was there for many years, and I came here.
And what year was that?
It's 1968.
1968.
That's a long time.
Hey, I was a little kid by that time.
I remember.
Okay.
And then I came here with the objective of going to a couple of years to college. That's what they.
Very good.
And then after that, thing extended to over 50 years.
And let me stop you for a minute, okay? Because maybe the community see us sometimes that we always together, having lunch, having nice conversation. And I wanted to let the community know that you met my father.
Well, yes, indeed. When I was in high school, in grammar school, way back in the Dominican Republic in the 1960s, I was living in the neighborhood where your father had his store.
Villa Francisca.
Villa Francisca was a neighborhood, very nice community. And your father had a beautiful, like a restaurant, dinner, like a luncheonette.
And Villa Francisca is in Santo Domingo, which is the capital of the Dominican Republic.
Yes, indeed. And I used to get there. Thing was very cheap, and he used to give us little cakes, pineapple. I know that for a little bit of price. They taste great, and for very little money, he used to give us. Very generous person to the student in the neighborhood.
Good to know, Placido. So then you went to college when you came to the United States in New York.
Yeah, I went to Pace University for quite a while, and then I went to the School of Public Safety. And then I became a fire safety director when I went to the fire department of Park.
See, things like this the community don't know, because now you're living in Union City for many, many years. Mm-hmm. But your background is in the fire department.
I was a graduate in the 80s in the Fire Department Academy of Fire Safety Director, which is a civilian division that we control like a mini fire department in the tower of 5,000 people we could have there. After that, we had to train the fire brigade, the fire warden, the searchers, before any emergency happened, people, you have 3,000
That's a
people
very
in
sensitive
town.
job,
It's
because
very
you're dealing with people complicated.
And you had to be on top of everything, every details.
So then you retire from there
I did 34 years in the private industry in the division.
in New York.
34 years in New York. And then I retired, and after 9/11, I retired. It's 5 years after that.
Probably you know Manhattan in New York better than the palm of your hands.
Yeah,
Yes.
practically yes, because in the training, you had to know the geography of the five boroughs, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. And that's why I know the city so well.
Good to know.
But it's interesting.
Very good. Placido, can you describe, because I know when you came back to Union City, then you start working years back, maybe 10, 12 years back, you start working in Union City. Tell me a little bit about that and tell the community.
Yes, I worked, when I retired in 2008, I came in to work for the city of Union City. I was working at the department with the CDA department.
Community Development
Development
Agency, which is a
Yes.
federal agency.
It's a federal agency.
That was a place in
the
Union
city.
City, in the city
That's
hall.
correct, in the city hall. And I worked there for a couple of years.
What was your title there?
I was inspector.
An inspector. That, in a way, was related to what you did in New York.
In
so
New York,
so
we
you
have
brought the
to-
experience from New York,
correct.
from the fire department to
many,
our
many
department
things
here.
that we help a lot of fire regulation.
Do you remember the programs that you used to inspect when you
Yeah.
visit apartments and homes?
Yeah, when we do inspection at that time, we encounter a lot of fire regulations, violation, all kind of things, and we implemented things that was preventing fire, like putting more outlets, avoiding wiring, all wiring. And, I noticed that the city now amplified that department. They did well.
But
they
those
do very
inspections,
well.
they were related to a specific programs. Do you remember the name of the programs? I can tell you one, the RURA.
The RURA.
The RPAs?
The RPAs and the RURA. There used to be RPA, but then when I came in, they call it RURA. Where they had to bring up to code the old apartments when they did and all that.
Basically, so in a very easy way to explain, I remember the RURA program was a program that the landlords of the city have the opportunity to
Yes.
renovate their apartments.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
depending how much they invest in the
Invest,
apartment,
yes.
the percentages of the money that they put to fix the apartment, they
Yes.
could increase a little bit the rent. Basically,
that
it was a formula for that.
It's a formula for that. That program was done and was at one point kind of successful, but then it fell down to
Because before was the RPAs, and then
RPAs, and then
when
came
Mayor
the
Stack
RURA.
came to the city as a mayor 2002 or 2003, he created the RURA.
yeah.
It was much better than the RPAs.
Much better.
And those
Better regulations.
in these inspections that you are talking about, it was related to the RURA and the RPAs. So good information for the city of Union City. Tell me something. Now I know for a fact that you work in a different position that you have now in the Board of Education, Union City Board of Education. What position was that?
I was in the security division of the
In the registration department.
registration department. Yeah.
And I know that being a security person there, you got involved in the registration to helping the
to
staff.
help people, to help the parents that go there now. I'm a monitor there.
What is the busiest season of the registration office? And we're talking about the Union City School District Registration Office.
Usually it's very busy in the months of September, but you start the middle of August, the month of September is really very, very busy, and part of October.
And it is because the new year.
Yeah, the new year. This month, from the middle of October, the middle of August to the middle of September, October is very busy. This is about 2 months, but in September.
If you know this information, you can tell me. You can tell the Dream City, Union City. When a family come from a different city, they move to Union City. So the first step to register the kids in Union City is to go to registration office.
Yes, they have to go to get the information.
Different families. Tell me a little bit if you know the requirements.
Yeah, sure. Basically, when they depend from the country they come from different countries. They have to produce simple document like the grades from the kid from the country they come from. The
report cards.
The report cards. They also have to
birth certificates,
and they have to bring very simple document. The parents.
And doesn't matter if they have no even a clue of the language.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the language they speak. They put them in the system.
That's good to know. Good to know. Because a lot of people they come from different countries. They're very afraid to go.
And they come up with try to accommodate them and make it easier for them.
And the registration office is bilingual.
Yes, bilingual always.
Very good.
And we try to help them the best we can. And when I got there, it was a little bit bumpy, but things much easier now.
I know things got much better. Thank you for that information. Placido, I understand that you have a different position now, that you are not a security person now. So tell me a little bit about that.
I'm an integration officer now.
Integration officer.
Yeah, they call it integration monitor.
Which is educating about that.
It's interrelated to the technology department.
Technology.
That we have to keep update equipment in the department. Make things
that's including the computers and every device.
Printers and things that they work at. That they commit. Also, we have to see that the communication with the phones are working. Anything we can tell the control.
So it is a way to keep all departments in good shape so they can communicate in a better way.
And the physical structure of the building, we have to do that is organized, clean.
So this department work in conjunction with the department of Mr. Mercado, yes?
Yes. Yeah, he's always on top of to see that everything goes smooth.
Who is the supervisor of that department? Justin Mercado.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's a very...
he's a good man.
He helps a lot. Every time you call me, he's there, answering, helping us.
I have no complaint. I mean, every time you call Mr. Mercado, he's right there.
And he tried to help the best he can. And everything is going smooth.
Very good to know. I know that you, as a volunteer, you assist Mayor Stack, Union City Mayor Stack, and State Senator. Can you talk a little bit about that? What duties do you do?
Basically, after work, when we finish work, and on Saturday we're not doing anything, Mayor Stack he has a lot of work to do, and any one of us who has a free time should be giving him a hand because the man is busy. He runs a city, and he's 24/7 working. So when in my time off, I give him a hand. So I call constituents sometimes.
And you translate for him.
I do translation for him when he needs.
I see you in the newspaper sometimes. I see you in the news sitting down with Mayor Stack.
See, sometimes I time off, and then I go there and help him out.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but having a person like you and other people that help the mayor translating, because this city have a large percentages of Hispanic community, and there's no way that without the translator things go smoothly in terms of communications.
The amount of people here, the percentage of Spanish people is a lot big community, and they know you.
How that works?
It's easier for you.
How that works? The people ask the mayor in Spanish, so you have to translate.
Yeah, basically what I need. He understands a lot of Spanish. Don't forget the mayor. When he hears it, he understands basically what they need. When he asks him, by the time they finish telling us, he know at least 1/4 of what we tell him.
Man,
what
you
I
are
need.
very close. Why you don't teach Mayor Stack to speak Spanish?
He speak. He understand 90%.
Let's do that. Okay, let's do that.
But he
Gonna be
needs
an
a-
access for him.
He be.
Very good.
But he's so busy. I don't know. He got time.
A little by a little. The things that you do for him, other than the city mobiles, I understand that maybe Stack goes like district by district. In summertime, even in wintertime, and inside of buildings around the city.
People have all kind of needs. They need like the city has a lot of programs that the mayor brings in, and then they ask for assistance. He helps them. Maybe sometimes they don't even know that the program that the city has a rent assistance program, and they go for that personal problem that they have.
And the good things
all
about
kind
that,
of things,
even if he doesn't have the power in certain things to help, he get the ways to help people.
He manage.
And this is one of the
He managed.
this is one of the things that this program exists.
Yeah.
It's a family.
It's
It's the community family, the Dream City.
He's
Union
very
City.
passionate to that, and anybody, I'm passionate to help people. Always going back upon a little. I'm gonna tell you a little bit story about how I got involved in helping people. Way back in the '70s when I got here, when I was in college those days, Jackie Kennedy was asking for volunteers because developer want to destroy Grand Central Station. And she used to go to this local college, Hunter College, looking for kids.
Yes.
To go there and volunteer the papers at Grand Central and signing people so the developer.
Wow. So you got there as a volunteer?
I was there as a volunteer.
Did you have to fill out a form or something?
No,
like
we all
that?
there was a lot of people signing, so we used to give them the pages, the sheets, sign here. Protecting Grand
Did you
Central
meet the
Station.
president by that time?
No, the president was there, but the first lady.
The first lady,
yes.
Jacqueline Kennedy.
Jacqueline.
Wow.
Oh, I met her.
That's an
very
honor.
Close.
That's an honor.
And then since then, I got
I
involved
remember you
with
showed me a
volunteering.
picture with her.
Yeah, that way back. Yeah.
Yeah, way back. Very good.
And then Major Stack, the man never rests, and anybody who can give him a hand. And my time off, I do anything possible to give him my hand. It's not every day, it's occasionally. On the street, I take a time off and whatever.
I mean,
It's-
you are doing a good
it's
job. Even if it is one day, every day, 2 days, anything that you do for the community to help the community, to help Mayor Stack in the daily routine things that he does, I mean, is a plus. Okay, let me ask you something. This program, I name it the Dream City. Do you believe that this is a really a dream city?
Believe me, I was even thinking before I came here that tonight it's a real dream city. If you look at this city going back 20 years ago, just don't go so far, go 10 years, 2 decades. This city, the change is so dramatic.
The schools, brand new
Everything,
schools, the streets, the lights.
It's so many things to say. Park, recreation.
And right
It's incredible.
now, there's major constructions around the city, pavements, sidewalks, trees, and everything.
Palisade Avenue from end to end done. It's incredible what this man do. But he never rests. Sometimes you gotta.
Remember the combination
"Wow,
being a mayor and being the senator, a state senator, help us in conjunction all the two offices together to bring the funds from the state.
Indeed.
Is this city a dream city?
It is
That's what I wanted to know.
Very much of a dream
Do
city.
you recommend all the people from different places looking for an apartment, to buy a house, to place a business, to come here?
Come here. Where they have all a great community, safe community, clean community.
And good schools.
Good school, one of the best districts.
And community service, number one.
Spanish, everybody accepted. I was looking at statistics in this city, and I was looking the amount of countries living in the city, and I start counting at 34. 34 countries living in this city.
Placido, I'm going to ask you a sincere question, okay? Because I love you like a brother. You met my father probably when I was 5 years old, 3 years old.
Right.
And remember when you came to the city, tell the community and tell the Dream City, who did the interview for you?
As a matter of fact, when I came to the city in 2008, Kennedy did it. You did the interview.
I'm Kennedy.
You did the interview for my position in that department.
In the Community Development
Agency.
Which Mayor Stack recommend you
recommend me to work in that agency, and eventually, and that's almost 15 years.
Yeah, when I saw your resume, I said this is the guy that I need here in my office. You helped me a lot.
Thank you.
You helped a lot. The office in terms of the inspections experience that you brought from New York.
A lot of stuff.
And I really appreciate that. Okay.
Yes, indeed. We did it. I did the best I could in that agency.
You did good. You did very good. Okay?
Thank you.
If I ask you to describe our friend Brian P. Stack, not as a mayor, not as a senator, as a person, how could you describe him?
I would describe Brian Stack as my friend Brian Stack. I would describe him as a great person, a person that if he tell you he's your friend, he's your friend, he's your friend always. He won't let you down. And
I know that for a fact. Okay.
Once he tell you you are my friend, you are his friend. He's a man that is passionate. I believe in his passion for this city, for his community.
Since he was
a kid, always passionate. He believed in hard work, and I think it's a blessing because if you don't work hard, you don't accomplish anything.
I know.
And
you have to born without things,
And also, he's a disciplined person. If you don't have discipline and hard work, you don't accomplish anything. He has both, because to accomplish what he had done, he is a person.
It's about discipline, about loving what you do, and loving the community that you are assisting.
As an individual, if he tell you something, he will carry on that.
You can count with that. And sometimes people,
his word, his bond.
I mean, sometimes the reality is sometimes people believe that things can be done in 1, 2, and 3.
It doesn't work.
Sometimes take time, but he doesn't forget.
He doesn't forget. It's a brilliant mind. He has a brilliant mind. He don't forget things when you do.
In my own experience, that's why I'm a very busy man too. That I have a couple things to do beside my job in City Hall for many, many years. And I feel honored to be working in the city with Mayor Stack. And it's it's a good thing to see your boss working hardest than everybody. So that gives you the motivation to work and to follow his steps.
Yeah.
People can't take for granted the good things that this city has been doing for many years, from Mayor Stack and and the administrations, the commissioners, and everybody. I really appreciate that you are here telling the community, the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, all these things. Sometimes the community and people see workers, the mayor, people working in the city, and they don't realize the amount of time that we put to assist people under the leadership of the mayor. Placido, anything that you can add to this interview that maybe we didn't cover, or anything that you can add to the community, to your family, to your friends?
I thank you very much, Kennedy, for inviting me to the program. This program is very, very
The Dream
interesting.
City.
The Dream City program is very, very interesting. Amazing. I was really impressed when I saw the program at the beginning, the people coming here. And the information you get from these people.
Very good, yeah.
It's
amazing. I'm
really
very happy.
Very
and this is one of the things that I really, when I wake up, I wanted to do. I wanted to do it.
I appreciate it.
I really appreciate that you took the time to come to the Dream City and to inform the community in the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey. And I repeat myself, and this is a program, YouTube program, every Sunday at 7 p.m. And I try that the guests that I bring here to the show are capable to bring information, educational information, and community news in pro of our people here in Union City.
Yes.
Thank you, Placido.
You're very welcome.
God bless you, man.
The pleasure was mine.
Very good. This is the Dream City. My name is Kennedy NG, and as I promised, the guest that we had tonight was very informative, Mr. Placido Hernandez. And don't forget, next week, Sunday, 7 p.m., the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey. My name is Kennedy NG.